Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. Today I have a very exciting video because it's my very first favorites video ever, so I'm very excited. And I'm just gonna share with you all the products that I've been loving for the month of March, and some of them I discovered in February, but they've been more favorites of March. And I also want to start by saying thank you for all the love and support. And if you're curious about my makeup, let me know if you guys want a tutorial, but I do have a post on Instagram where I share everything that's on my face. Okay, so I'm gonna start. The first thing that I've been loving this month is this NYX Bear With Me Hydrating Jelly Primer. So this is what it looks like. This is a primer and it's like a jelly. It's like very gooey. It's very similar to the Milk Makeup, the Hydro Grip. I like this a little bit better only because one, it's a lot less expensive, and two, the Hydro Grip for me, it's a little too sticky. So I like the stickiness, but I also don't like when it feels heavy. And I find that with the Hydro Grip, I have that feeling in my face that it feels like really heavy, and I really don't like that. So if I compare the two, I 1000% prefer this one over the other one. So that's what I've been using, and it feels really nice on the skin as soon as you apply it. Depending on where you keep it, I try to keep it in my beauty room, and it's kind of cool there, so when I apply it, it's very cold and it feels really nice. It's also very hydrating. Another primer that I discovered, I think it was in March, and it was a friend of mine who recommended. This one is the Catrice 1 Minute Face Perfector. It looks like this. It looks like it has kind of like a foundation color, but as soon as you like start rubbing it in, it kind of like disappears. I like it a lot because it diminishes the look of my pores, and I also find that it helps my foundation last a little bit longer than if I was to just use the jelly primer. I really like it, especially for like this area right here. It's amazing. It's very smooth. I don't think it's not tacky at all. It gives you the velvety effect, like when you're like rubbing it. It feels very silky. It goes on super smooth. I got mine on Ulta, and I think it retails for like $5-6. It's really good primer compared to like a lot of high-end primers. I find that this one, it's not as thick when it comes down to like the pores. I tried it with several foundations, and I haven't noticed like any difference. It pretty much works with anything, so that's one that I've been loving a lot. For foundation, okay, so here's the thing. I had this foundation for a very long time. Sorry, this is the BECCA Ultimate Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. And I've talked about it a lot in my Instagram. So here's the thing. I got this foundation in one of my BoxyCharm boxes. I think it was the one for February. So when I got it, I didn't really pay much attention. I thought like, oh, maybe it's not even my shade, because I guess they didn't have the full range of shades. They only have like several shades. So when they sent me the email to pick the shade, I picked the one that like I thought would kind of match. But I had it here, and it was there, and I like really didn't pay attention to it because I don't know, I just thought that like it wasn't gonna match, or I wasn't gonna like it. But little did I know, first I have mine in the shade Buttercup, and it's actually my perfect shade. It's really good, and it's very full coverage. So here's the thing, if you have very dry skin, you might want to apply a very hydrating primer, or like a primer oil underneath, because this is very matte. Like, it's really matte, so you can still make it work if you have dry skin. So but I would recommend you putting an oil or something underneath. And then if you have combination skin like me, what I tend to do is I'll use something for my pores, and then in the perimeters of my face I usually put an oil or put something very hydrating, then I use the foundation. And then if you're oily, this thing is awesome. Like I don't even think you probably would want to set it, just because I don't set mine, only because I am pretty dry in the ends. The only parts that I tend to set is like my nose and like obviously, you know, my T-zone, but other than that, like I usually don't set it. But if you have oily skin, I can only imagine how much you will like this, because it's really full coverage, it's pretty matte. It blends really easy. I like to apply mine with a brush and then go over with a sponge, but that's just because that's the way I like to apply my foundation. But it works perfect with either method. Since it's a thicker foundation, the sponge is not gonna absorb a lot of the product. So yeah, it's really full coverage, it lasts a very long time. The shade, like I said, I have Buttercup, so if you happen to have like similar skin tone than me, this might work. I have more olive tone, like undertones, so this is awesome. I really enjoy it. I'm very surprised with it. And usually BECCA complexion products tend to work really good for me. So yeah, this is awesome. Another thing that I've been loving this month, and since I've been kind of like shopping my stash, I rediscovered my Fenty, what is this? It's the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Insta Setting Powder. And this is the mini, this is not the full size, but this powder, it's really good. If you have very oily skin, or if you just in general like to bake under your eyes, this thing is amazing. It leaves your skin so smooth, like your concealer. I find that whenever I use that in my T-zone, I don't really have to powder anything like at all throughout the day. I really enjoy it. The powder, I have mine in the shade Butter. I don't think that it has a color, like I don't notice any difference as far as like when I apply it, but it does have a scent. I just don't know what it smells like. I can't describe it. I really don't. If you have it and you know what it smells like, please let me know, because I'm horrible at that. But it's a very smooth powder. Like I said, it's really good. Like you can see, it doesn't give you any flashback. I love it, and I had even forgot I had it. But yeah, it's a really good powder. I like overall, I like. If you're looking for a new powder, I would definitely, like, if you want to splurge, I would 1000% recommend this one. One thing that I did discover, I think I discovered this in February if I'm not mistaken, is this Makeup Revolution, what is it? The Conceal and Define Satin Matte Powder Foundation. So this is supposedly like a powder foundation. It does have coverage. I got mine in the shade P5, and this is what it looks like. This powder reminds me a lot to the Charlotte Tilbury powders. This is like, it has like a lot of coverage, and it's very silky. You just do have to be careful because the powder is so finely milled that if you go with your brush too hard, like the whole powder will fly away. So you have to kind of like tap it, be very gentle, but it's so buttery. Like when I tell you that I like to play with my makeup, and I try to play with my foundations and combine them, and I like to test them with like all my primers and stuff like that. There has been times where like my foundation doesn't look as good as I would like to, and this powder is the one powder that, like, no matter what's going on underneath, I could put it on and it could look flawless. Like I could save any foundation with this powder, and I really enjoy that. Like honestly, like And I think this powder is like around $10 if I'm not mistaken. But honestly, this powder, it's really, really good. If you're looking for powder foundation or just a powder to set your foundation, I know some people like to use just regular translucent powder. For me, if my foundation doesn't have full coverage, I like to go with like a powder foundation just to add a little more coverage, only because I do have like a lot of little freckles and stuff like that, and sometimes they're cute, but I don't always like them. So yeah, this is one of those things that, like, no matter what foundation you have, you just apply a little bit and it blurs everything and it looks so beautiful. It does have kind of like a matte finish, but it doesn't look chalky. You just have to be careful with like the shade, just to make sure that you find the right shade, because I do know that for some people it could look kind of grayish. I've seen videos on YouTube. So yeah, so just be very careful. Hopefully soon, when we can all go outside to the store, you can get your hands on it. But other than that, like, it's a really, really, really good powder, and I actually bought 3 of them just to make sure I always have them. For contour, okay, so this is something that I'm always talking about. I just think it's so awesome. I think everybody needs to try it. I think it's really, really good. And this is a Jordana Sculpt and Go. It's a creamy, it's a contour stick. But I mean, first you get a lot of product. I buy mine at Walgreens, and these retail for like around $4, $5. Like, I don't know, it's something crazy, like cheap, and it's really, really good. As you can see, it's really, really pigmented. And then you can either blend it with your finger, you can blend it with a sponge, and it just gives you the most beautiful, beautiful contour. It's like so natural, like, it's just so beautiful. They're so creamy, they last a long time. Like, I really, really, really love them. They also have highlighters, and they have blushes that come in the same format, like a stick. Usually, like, you can use them alone, or you can use them underneath like your regular bronzer, but like, just in general, this is a really, really, really good contour stick. Like, if you're not really familiar with contouring, or you're barely starting, this is something that I would recommend, only because it's so creamy and easy to blend that no matter what, like, you can't mess up, you know? I like to use them with a sponge or with a brush. Like, you could pretty much use them, you know, however you want, but they're really, really good. The next product that I've been loving this month, this is the Skin Fetish Perfection Concealer. I did a review on this when it first came out. I will link it up in the eye and on the description box. So here's the thing. When I first got it, I really, really, really like it. But I was a little iffy. And I'm very, how can I say? I like to try my especially my complexion products. I like to play with them. I like to try with different primers and different foundations and powders and things like that. And the first thing that I noticed is that with this concealer, when you first apply it, I got mine in the shade L5. So when you first apply it, it's really, really light. And then as you blend it, you know, it kind of like shifts the color. And then once it's completely set, it switches shades like dramatically. So that was one of the things that, like, I wasn't 100% sure. Like, I wanted to play with it for quite some time so that I could know for sure if I liked it or not. Honestly, really do like it. I know that she also came out with the powder. I'm not a huge fan of the powder, only because I noticed that the concealer itself darkens, you know, as it sets. But with the powder, I noticed that it's a little bit darker than by itself. So it's one of those things that, like, I wasn't 100% sure. So the powder, I'm not a huge fan. Don't think that because, you know, I think she advertised them together, you have to get them together. You definitely don't. I honestly think that The concealer itself is really nice. It's extremely creamy. It has this really buttery feel to it. It's very bouncy, it's very creamy. I would say it's medium to buildable coverage. I don't think it's like full coverage right off the bat, but it does give you really nice coverage, and it's very lightweight. Like when you apply it, your under eye looks extremely smooth without looking cakey, and that's one of those things that I really liked about it. So my favorite way to use it is I'll apply this and I'll set it with my Fenty, and I find that they work together. But this concealer works pretty good with any setting powder. I've tried it with Catrice, I tried it with the Hourglass. I tried it with a whole bunch of them, and I don't notice any huge difference except with the powder that it came with. Like, you know, in the little set when I bought it, that powder, I do notice that it makes the concealer a little bit darker. So I have to play a little bit more with that other powder so that I could give you a full review on it, like to see if in fact I do like it or not. But as far as the concealer goes, this is really good. And you get quite some product. Another thing that I've been really loving, and you'll see how much I love this product. This is the FARSÁLI Rose Gold Skin Mist, and as you can see, I'm like almost out of it. Like I have a very little left. So when I first got this, I thought it was gonna be very dewy, kind of like the, what is it, the Tatcha Silks, like that very dewy setting spray. So I thought that was gonna be the case with this one, which it does give you a dew, but I do notice that besides giving you the dew, it makes your makeup last a lot longer. I noticed that my makeup will last pretty long time. Like if I compare this one with my all-nighter, they kind of like go hand in hand. Like they have the same power to keep my makeup on for a long time, except that this one, it's a little more dewy. And this one is also a glass bottle. This one is really good. If you have dry skin, you would definitely love this. If you have combination skin, well, I use it all the time and I really like it. If you have oily skin though, I'm not 100% sure. Like if you have oily skin, if you tried it, please let me know in the comments. But you know, so far, like I really like it, and I'm so sad that I'm almost out of it. For mascara this month, I've been loving this Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir Major Volume Mascara, and I got it in a set, same, like I think it was like a Christmas set that it came with the primer and the mascara. I like mascaras that give a lot of volume and length. I also kind of like the spidery look. So if that's not something that you're into, I'm not 100% sure that you will like it, but I really enjoy it. The brush is actually pretty big. As you could see, it's a really big brush. The mascara is really black, and it like lasts a very long time. I noticed that like it lifts my lashes, it lengthens them, and like it keeps them up like the whole day. It's something that I really like. I like the effect that it gives with the primer. The only thing I don't like about the primer is this kind of like a peach color. And I find that it's a little bit hard to cover. So that's the only thing I'm like a little iffy about it. I don't know if in fact it has anything to do with like the longevity and stuff, because I've worn the mascara on its own and it lasts a very long time. So I mean, I'm just using them together because I have them, but my actual favorite is the mascara itself. And I tend to try a lot of mascaras just in general, but this one is one of those mascaras that the first time I used it, I was like, wait, what? Where have you been all my life? So this mascara is really good. For highlighters, I've been loving two. I'm just a little sad that one of them, you could buy it, but it's not from an American company, like it comes from Europe, and it's really hard to get your hands on. When it comes down to shipping, the shipping is kind of expensive, and then it takes a very long time, but I really like it. And this one is by Krashkosmetics. So this is a brand from an influencer from Spain. So far I've tried a highlighter, a lip product, and I have one of the eyeshadow palettes, and everything is really nice. Like I said, the only issue is that since it comes from Europe, the shipping is very expensive. Trying to get it through customs is really hard, and then the packages last a very long time. So, but I really like this product. This is the Krashkosmetics, the Klow, and the shade Karmen. And this is the most beautiful highlighter. So I don't know if you could see it, but it's one of those highlighters that like it gives this shine, and it's so pretty. It has more of like a goldish kind of peachy color, but it's really nice. Like it's very gold, it's really nice. It does, I noticed that it doesn't emphasize my texture, and I just generally love it. Like it's really good. I wish that would sell in the States because it would be a lot easier to purchase, but since but it's okay. Another highlighter that I've been like loving to death is this Catrice High Glow Mineral Highlighter Powder, and this is what it looks like. This highlighter, I got it at Ulta, and when I first got it and you look at it, it doesn't look like nothing special, but when you apply it to your skin, it gives the most beautiful glow. It's not too shimmery and it's not too metallic. It's just the perfect like highlighting shade for every day, or if you want to use it like on a special night, you can build it up, and it's really nice. And now that I'm looking at them side by side, I think they're very the colors are very similar. I don't know if you could see it, but the colors are very similar. I think this might be a dupe. No wonder why I like the two of them so much. I had to swatch them side by side. The Krashkosmetics is just a little bit more golden, and a little bit more metallic than the Catrice, but yeah, this Catrice one is really good. I really like it. When I got mine in number 30 Amber Crystal, and I remember when I got it, I told my friends like, you guys need to go get it. You guys need to go get it. It's a really nice highlight, and it's a big product, so those usually tend to last a little bit longer. But yeah, this highlighter, it's really good. For lips, I've been loving this Wet n Wild, the ones from the Jungle Rock collection. This one and the other, this one is Fearless, and I have the other one too. But these glasses are so nice. They're so shimmery. I like that they feel like kind of like a gel, and they go on really smooth. I find that like when you talk, they like your lips don't get stuck together, and they last a pretty long time. And also my hair doesn't get stuck. Don't get stuck on it. And so yeah, this is a really good. And I think we're getting to the last the last stuff. So for the eyes, I've been loving. Okay, so when I first tried this, I was very skeptical because I looked at it and I said, it doesn't look like much, you know. But when I put it on my eyes, this is the Revlon Colorstay Maverick eyeshadow palette, and this is what it looks like. I tried this for the first time when I did my full face of Revlon, and let me tell you, ever since that video, I have been reaching for this more than I would like to admit. Whenever I'm not doing one of those colorful eye looks, and I just want something natural, something that like I could just throw on and go, this has been it. Like, I really like it, and I was extremely impressed with the quality of the shadows, and just in general these shadows are so good, especially the metallics. Like, I barely touched it and they have this pigment and they're so metallic. They're so good. They're so easy to blend. Like, it's one of those things that you just need to try it. Like, you guys need to try one of these. I ended up picking up the blue. There's like a couple colors, but the one that I was more drawn to, it was another one that has like blue and green and stuff. That one is really good. I might, you know, do a video trying that one. But overall, this is a really good palette. I like I said, I was extremely surprised by the quality, how long wearing the shadows are. The only thing I wish is that, I mean, if they were to be shorter and a little bit fatter, that would be better, only because it would be easier to get your brushes in there. But other than that, I think these retail for like around $9–10, and like, this quality, it's really good. So yeah, if you're able to pick it up, or you know, once we're able to go outside. And then the last favorite that I have for you guys is, okay, so I've been having this for a very long time, but I just recently started playing with them because, yeah. And these are the Huda Beauty Neon Obsession palette, I think it's called. So this came out, I think, last year or 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. These are so beautiful. Like, when I tell you that the quality of the shadows are like out of this world. First of all, they're extremely pigmented, especially this one. The green one, I had a little bit of a harder time to get the colors, especially these two colors, to like kind of show. I had to use a white base underneath in order to make them work, but they have zero fallout. Like, they blend so easy. They're easy to build up, but you do have to build them up, like especially this one. But with this one is what I'm wearing on my eyes today, and they're just so beautiful. Like, I like, for spring and summer, if you like colorful shadows, or even if you don't and you just want like a little pop of color, these shimmers are really nice. The neons on this one, like the pink, the purple, they're just so beautiful. I'm so impressed by the quality, and I just really like them. Like I said, if I have to choose between the two, I would definitely go with this one, only because, like I said, with this one I had a little bit of a harder time, especially with the matte shades. But then it's kind of understandable, because I mean, this lime green and this kind of like more neon green, they're pretty, their colors are very hard to formulate. But other than that, like, these are more of a recent favorite because I just been playing with them not too long ago, but I really enjoy it. But yeah, these have been the favorites of the month. I hope you enjoy them. Let me know if you tried any of these products, or if you like them, or if you don't. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I'll leave my name right here. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you. Bye.